I'm back, and as you can see, this bloom spike here that was covered in so many nice little blooms has dropped them all. We did have, or I did have, a bit of a cold spell. It's been cold here. There was even snow on the ground a little bit, which is pretty good for being not much off of sea level. So it got cold, but I don't really think that I can blame the cold completely and entirely for this dropping its blooms. It might have had a part to play, but this, there we go. The spike is also turning yellow. And as you know, this spike is not all that old. You, well, if you've been following it, you watched it grow and bloom, and it only really did one round of blooms. It's not that old. Whereas over here, yep, got transplanted. But over here, this bare spike behind here is much older. It looked like this when that other one started growing. It's not turning green. Yeah, phalaenopsis. Is that how you pronounce it? Maltonia. Looks a little yellow, but I'm actually rather happy, or I thought I was rather happy with it. Anyway, not looking at Donald Duck, I'm looking at the spike in front of it. It's still green. Not the plant behind it so much, but the spike is still green. And it's older, because in the videos when that other one started growing, this one was already like this. Even this spike is older, which is now on round 3. Still has its blooms. But the difference between the two is this one has started growing that leaf. And it's moving along. So I think maybe a little bit of cold and a little bit, you know, they weren't really young blooms. But for the most part, I think it's pulling energy back to the plant so that it can push that leaf out. That's what I think's going on. Because this one, okay, it's only got 2 blooms, but that is round 3. But this one does not have, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it. So far, there's no leaf. If I can do this. Sorry, I was trying to make sure I didn't drop the plant. Yeah, there's no leaf coming out of there. A little bit of water stains. Maybe some calcium in the water because of coming out of the fish tank and all that. But there's no leaf coming out of there. And it still has its blooms. So I'm thinking when the leaf starts pushing, that phalaenopsis just might pull energy back from existing bloom spikes. Of course, if you cut the spikes off, it can't do that. And I've never seen a plant die because somebody cut the bloom spike off. I can't say that I've ever seen that. Maybe if the plant was already sick, it might die, but no. Short of a secondary infection getting in at the cut spot, yeah, no, I don't think it's going to kill your plant to cut the spikes off. But they might get just a little bit of a boost when it comes time to grow a leaf by bringing the energy back. Just a thought, based on observation. It's been suggested that maybe these spikes could go indefinitely. That experiment, I think, was about a year old when that was suggested. Well, that spike is more than a year old, but I am a little bit further along than that. If that spike is more than a year old, I kind of have to be, don't I? And I'm finding, never really paid attention to this before. I've grown leaves, but now I'm going to pay attention. Do old spikes die when new leaves start? I don't know. This one over here, well, even this one, it's got some bloom problems. I don't know if it's from coming here and it took a minute, or if it's the cold or the fact that I repotted it. But it's not doing well with its blooms. But that plant's established. This plant is established. So, you know, it might have something to say about the matter. So far, this one seems to be suggesting that at least when it's ready to produce a leaf, that it does not want to be supporting blooms or bloom spikes. Is that what you're saying, plant? Because that's what I'm getting. Okay. Talk to you next time.